Hi guys, today we are going to study some concepts of probability. Firstly, what is probability? Probability can be defined as the ratio of the number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes of an event. For an experiment having n number of outcomes, the number of favorable outcomes can be denoted by x. The formula to calculate the probability of an event is as follows. Probability event is equals to favorable outcomes bar total outcomes is equals to x bar n. Sample space. All the possible outcomes of an experiment together constitute a sample space. For example, the sample space of tossing a coin is head and tail. Favorable outcome. An event that has produced the desired result or expected event is called favorable outcome. For example, when we roll two dice, the possible favorable outcomes of getting the sum of numbers on the two dice as 4 are 1, 3, 2, 2 and 3, 1. Exhaustive event. When the set of all the outcomes of an experiment is equal to the sample space, we call it an exhaustive event. Mutually exclusive event. Events that cannot happen simultaneously are called mutually exclusive event. For example, the climate can be either hot or cold. We cannot experience the same weather simultaneously. Probability formula. The probability formula defines the likelihood of happening of an event. It is the ratio of favorable outcomes to the total favorable outcomes. The probability formula can be expressed as P of A is equals to number of favorable outcomes to A divided by total number of possible outcomes, where P of B is the probability of an event B and n of b is the number of the favorable outcomes of an event B, and n of s is the total number of events occurring in the sample space. Different probability formulas. As we know, probability formula with the addition rule, whenever an event is the union of two other events, says A and B, then P of A or B is equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A union B is equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Probability formula with the complementary rule. Whenever an event is the complement of another event, specifically if A is an event, then P not A is equals to 1 minus P of A or P of A dash is equals to 1 minus P of A plus P of A dash is equals to 1. Probability formula with the condition rule. When event A is already known to have occurred and probability of event B is desired, then P of B given A is equals to P of A and B, P of A, given B. It can be vice versa in the case of event B. P of B divided by A is equals to P of A intersection B divided by P of A. Probability formula with the multiplication rule. Whenever an event is the intersection of two other events, then that is event A and B need to occur simultaneously, then P of A and B is equals to P of A into P of B. P of A intersection B is equals to P of A into P of B divided by A. Types of probability. There are different types of probability based on the nature of the outcomes or the approach followed while finding the probability of an event happening. There are four types of probabilities that are classical probability, empirical probability, subjective probability, axiomatic probability. As we know, Bayes' theorem on the conditional probability. Bayes' theorem describes the probability of an event based on the condition of occurrence of the other event. It is also called the conditional probability. It helps in calculating the probability of happening of event based on the condition of happening of another event. For example, let us assume that There are 3 bags with each bag containing some blue, green and yellow balls. What is the probability of picking a yellow ball from the third bag? Since there are blue and green colored bags also, we can arrive at probability based on these conditions also. Such a probability is called conditional probability. The formula for the Bayes theorem is P of A divided by B is equals to P of B divided by A into P of A whole divided by P of B, where P of A divided by B denotes how often event A happens on a condition that B happens, where P of B divided by A denotes how often the event B happens on a condition that A happens. P of A, the likelihood of occurrence of event A, P of B, the likelihood of occurrence of event B. Law of total probability. If there are n numbers of events in an experiment, then sum of the probabilities of those n event is always equal to 1. P of A1 plus P of A2 plus P of A3 so on P of A n is equals to 1. Thank you.